Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining either live or on the replay. And Angel here. And I'm super excited today to talk about fitness coaching, nutrition plans with our guest today. So I'm looking forward to having a great chat. And I want to thank you guys for joining. Hi there.
Hi.
How are you?
Hey, how you doing? Can you hear
Great.
me? Yeah.
Yeah, yes, super
Okay, cool.
duper.
Nice.
First order of business, I need to get the correct pronunciation of your name because I don't want to mess it up.
It's gonna be tough. It's Gergu.
Gergu. Okay.
Gergu, yeah. But
I will.
Koji is fine. Or G, as
Yeah.
most people say.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I was close, but not quite. All right. So this is good. All right. So I want to thank you, first of all, for taking the time. I know you're super busy. I also want to thank everyone who's joining, either live or on the replay. And I will save it on IGTV so whoever misses parts of it can catch up later.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Gergo. So we have a big agenda, so I think we should just jump right in there. And I did
Okay.
pin our topics below at
Hmm.
the bottom of the screen just to kind of keep me on track here. So awesome. And thanks, guys, for joining. If you have questions along the way for Gergo, just put them down below in the comment section and he'll be happy to answer them.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. So meanwhile, we can get started. So, Gergo, if you could share with us, please, your vegan journey, how you started, and how you
Hmm.
arrived to where you are today.
Okay, so I started to being plant-based around I think around 4 years now, 4.5 years, almost 5 years. I think it started in April. So yeah, 4.5 years, started to do like experiments with different diet as I became a trainer. Obviously, I had to be better in nutrition. So I was a little better in training, in terms of training principles. So I wanted to experiment more on nutrition side and just experiment with different kind of diet principles, high fat, low fat, high carb, low carb. So try pretty much everything. And
Yeah.
then and then plant-based was something I wanted to try. And because previously I tried high protein, a lot of meat based diets, because like the traditional bodybuilding one to eat a lot of meat, less carbs, just broccoli and rice is the boring one. So uh, I've been doing that, but then it's become more and more popular amongst bodybuilders and athletes of eating more plant-based. And I saw they have great results. So I thought, okay, I'm going to try this as well. So at least, even if it's not going to go that way, I can say I can experiment it. I know how to do it. And then I can tell to people and my clients how to do it. But I started to do it and I started feeling great. And it was good to bring up my because naturally if you start doing plant-based you have a lot of vitamins and minerals and nutrients just from coming from veggies, like the cleaner you eat the more, so you're just fixing your hormones right away, so you just start feeling really really good if your diet wasn't clean enough. Of course you can do it on a meat-based diet as well, but just naturally if you go plant-based you don't have to think about what to eat and what not. Just bringing the wedges in is going to fix most of your problems. Obviously, you have to pay attention on eating enough protein if you're training for muscle gains, but it's the same as every other diet, right? If you want to build muscle, you have to eat more protein. But uh, turned out you don't have to eat meat to do that. It doesn't matter where your protein come from, as long as you get enough calories and enough protein. So putting this together, I started to feel really good, and I said, okay, if I no one has to die just so I can be muscular, then it's a win-win for everyone. And obviously, you get better and better, and not just the diet. and it's turned into more. You see the environmental factor. You can see more the the animal rights or more on the activist side or whatever you want to call it. So it's not just a diet. Once you turn vegan, it's not just being plant-based, but it comes to not buy animal products. You know, your shampoo, your the clothes you wear, and stuff like this. So it's a little bit different. So for most people, I would just, as a personal trainer, I suggest to be plant-based diet. Vegan is more lifestyle. Plant-based is more like basing your nutrition on plants, right? So it's a bit different. So that was me. That's how I started, and it's like I'm trying to tweak it and perfect it for my way, for what works for me. The best is I eat high carbs, low fat, but someone eats more seeds and nuts, so it's more. You can be a high fat on vegan diet, but for me it's high carb because I train a lot, so it feeds my trainings, and so this works pretty well for me for last couple 4 years now. I kind of perfected it. I know how to do it the best way.
I'm just overjoyed to hear that I'm like, wow, I'm almost feeling like chills because I'm just overjoyed that you found a way to, you know, maintain your muscular goals and you know, your fitness goals while living a cruelty-free life and not contributing to, you know, cruelty of our animals and our planet. So
Yeah.
I'm just super thrilled that you and I'm also, you know, I kind of admire you too because you did it through a process of elimination. You know, just trying like different diets, and we've all heard of all of the ones you've tried. So I really applaud you for kind of going through, you know, just going through the trenches to try to find what finally fit you. And now you can relate to other people who are also, you know, trying out those other diets, quote unquote. So I think it's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, and it's a good story for all people who want to try vegan diet, but they're afraid they're gonna lose something of performance or look or aesthetics. You know, you just have to lower the ego a little bit and make sure that no one have to suffer just for us to look good or be better in the gym. And you don't have to. Like now, through a lot of experiment, a lot of people you probably see, and through science now, we know that you don't have to eat animal flesh to be better performance or look better or be healthier and stuff like this. So it's not just anecdotal. It's not just people telling you to do this, but now we have a lot of scientific based evidence that it can be done.
Totally. Yeah, and I'm really you know interested to hear you mention the ego because you're like the second or third person who's just come across you know, my experience recently talking about the ego. So it's definitely something that I personally want to, you know, meditate on a little more in terms of why it's difficult sometimes for people to drop or ditch the standard diet and lifestyle and switch to a vegan diet and lifestyle because honestly I didn't even realize that there was an ego component to it until recently, just listening to different vegans talking about it. So I think it's quite fascinating that you also mentioned it.
I think it holds a lot of people back just to afraid of me not getting as good as before, or me not cannot be as good as others. So and obviously fitness industry is a pretty um, egocentric, I would say, industry. So we all want to look better and be better and compete and beat others. So it's really, I don't think it should be like this, but at the moment it is like this. And people think if I don't eat meat, then you know, I cannot be as strong or I cannot look as good or something's gonna miss. So in favor of me getting better, I need to eat those animals. But if you change your mind, even if you don't take the scientific evidences and the see the people, athletes, how they do it, and thrive on a plant-based diet. If you just think about it, like, man, why someone needs to suffer? So you just go to your local gym so you can do some bicep curls. You're not a competitive, competitor. You're not an athlete who makes this a living and makes a little sacrifice. So, I don't know, humanity get better in something. You're
Yeah.
just a guy or a girl who go into the gym.
Yeah.
Animals doesn't have to suffer for it.
No, and you bring up like if you're a big competitor or I don't know, like a big sports fitness person, right? But I mean, we've seen in recent documentaries that even folks who are the strongest men in the world or the strongest women or the fastest women, etc., like they're eating plants too. So I mean, that's another set of examples of what you're saying. Like, even if you're at the highest level in your sport or whatever, you just don't need animals to thrive. You can actually thrive and be at the top of your game on plants. So let's switch over to the topic of your fitness journey, your fitness coaching, your nutrition coaching. Tell us a bit about how, all of that you're doing.
What you want me to start with?
Let's do fitness since we were on fitness.
How do I coach people?
Yeah. How you got into
So,
it, how you got into coaching, and what's your approach to coaching people?
okay. So, how I get into coaching? I was training in most of my life, but I was more like an endurance type of guy. So I was doing sports like endurance baseball, like play basketball, competitive when I was a kid, and then just like a hobby later. And then I was a little bit on fighting, like mixed martial arts. So mostly thing like running, jumping, stuff like athletic stuff, rather than gym stuff. So I never been in gym person, more like sports. But you get more and more injured and stuff like this. So the less thing you can do, the more injured you are, the less sporty activities and you can do. So you want to say like a safer environment, right? Because in sports, anything can happen. Especially if you play against other people, you never know what's going to happen. It's unpredictable. But the gym is a very safe environment, so you can build muscle or you can still do the athletic stuff, but without being injured or if you do it right. So a couple of my friends started to do gyms, and I went to the gym as well, but I didn't know what I'm doing. So I wanted to understand better how to build muscle and how to train properly. And so I did this course, personal training. Because first it was just for me. I wasn't thinking of me being a trainer, just for my knowledge to be. So I did this while I was working, and in the meantime, it took like 6 months for me because I'm doing distance, but working at the same time. And but in the meantime, I started to transform my body as well because I knew more about training and nutrition. So people see these crazy changes. I was like this fat guy, and then 6 months, a year later, I looked good and I was strong and everything. And I was just asking questions. In the meantime, I got my certificate so I could teach people, but I still was just working in retail. But I started to train a couple people, help them out. They saw results, and then like, okay, if I can make this a living. I used to coach kids for basketball, so coaching it wasn't hard for me. And now I had the knowledge and had my license or my certificate, so I could do it. So I get up my CV. I got a job here in Pure Brighton Central, and I started to coach people. Firstly, just like transformations, and then later on, now I'm turning into more like athletic kind of training, taking on more athletes as well. Like I get like all over, like tennis players, get rugby players, cricket, football players. Some of them are injured and want to go back to the game. Someone want to be stronger, faster. Runners, dancers, a lot of different people from different sports wants to be better in the sports, and then wants to use strength training as their base of their strength and avoid injuries. Then strength training for athletic performance it's a great way to do it. So So I started to specialize a little bit more towards athletes or people want to look like athletic and want to do fun things in the gyms as well. Just just sitting in the machine.
Yeah.
But
And take some
uh,
selfies, right?
yeah, I mean that's a part of it. But of course, I'll still have the bodybuilding is a sport as well. So if you want to change your body and build muscle, that's awesome as well. So I'm kind of to do like a mixed approach for people. So a little bit of obviously it depends on the goal for people, but trying to lift some heavy weights, start to little lift some lighter weights to build muscle, improving mobility, stability in the joints, don't get injured, and do some fun at the end, maybe some throwing some balls, running, jumping to build up the tendons and ligaments. So I'm trying to have like a holistic approach of being good in whatever you want to do with your body. Um, and then if you have a specific goal is to lose weight, then we're going to focus more on diet. If you want to build muscle, then we're going to improve your protein intake. We're going to focus on more muscle building. But overall, I'm trying to do like a holistic little bit of everything uh, and focusing more on the client's goals. So if you want to build muscle, then more muscle building. If you want to build strength, then more strength training. But I'll still teach them a little bit of everything. And I try to get them as pass on as much as I can while I training them. So when they are alone and then train without me, they know what to do, and then they have a knowledge for the rest of their life. So they don't have to rely on someone. So they can do this. Because I always tell these people, don't think about this for 6 months, think about 60 years. So if you get this knowledge and you can use your body for the rest of your life and use training as something you don't have to rely on someone when you're old. You don't want to be weak because that's what puts people in residential homes and that's why old people old. It's not because their age, it's because they're getting weaker and weaker and they start to rely on other people. So if you can avoid that, why wouldn't you? So so trying to teach all aspects of fitness and try to make bones, muscle, ligaments, joints, everything stronger through training. And the nutrition is I teaching a flexible diet. So I never tell anyone to be vegan. Obviously my diet plans are all plant-based, but I just give them a way as a guidance. I adjust their calories, and as long as they stay in their calories and their macronutrients numbers, they're going to build muscle, they're going to be better in performance. So as I said, it doesn't matter where it comes from. So if you eat meat, then get the protein from meat. But if you're not, you can always have the plant-based option. So I got clients from following different diets, so I never tell them what to do. I just teach them how to count calories, how to portion size, and how to make better choices. So as long as they follow those numbers, they're going to see increased performance and improving their health markers. So yeah, that's the way I teach people. And also have like courses and guidance on my website for cheaper ones. So someone cannot afford personal training, they can have 10, 12 weeks video courses with all my knowledge and long videos. But for cheaper, obviously, it's like a price of personal training. You get weeks of coaching. So for those who cannot afford, they have like video courses. Same going through what I teach to clients. I'm just not one-on-one on them. Obviously, I cannot answer questions and stuff, but I say the same what I say to my clients in terms of eating, how to stay motivated, habits, how to build long-term relationship with diet and food and exercise. So it's all on my website in courses, someone who cannot afford. So that's all my coaching, roughly like that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. I just want to say hi to everybody who's joining. If you have questions for Gergo, you can put them down in the comment section below and he'll be happy to answer them. And we have a hi from London from Bella Sastu. There we go. Hi there, Bella. So as we continue while we wait for questions, Gergu, let's go to the pandemic and how the
Mm.
pandemic has impacted your services.
Mm. Well, it wasn't easy because gym were closed, right? So we closed all the gyms for 4 months. And as I was trying to keep up with my clients, but obviously most people want to lift weights. That's why they come to the gym. That's why I'm going to the gym, because if you're living in a flat, there's no way you can have barbells and dumbbells at home. You cannot jump. The space is small, so we go to the gym for the equipment. So while that was closed, it was pretty hard, and especially because we didn't know how long it's gonna last. First they said like 3 weeks, and then 4 weeks, and then every week they just said not yet, not yet. So we couldn't do like a plan forward too much. So we're trying to keep up with the muscles first and strength training. I created some online courses and videos, like free stuff out, so people can keep up. But after 4 weeks, the motivation just went down. Everyone just started to fall out. Even for me, it was very, very hard to keep up. To be honest, like I have to lower my trainings because I just didn't have the equipment. It's very hard to keep up motivation without equipment. I mean, you can do it. I did it for years, but you have to accept that you're gonna lose muscles, you're gonna lose strength, you're gonna lose some aspect of fitness because you cannot train them. So you just have to focus on something else. So I was focusing more on cardio and diet and improving old injuries. So from my side, I can always do something because I know what I'm doing. For most people, it's hard when you want to do something and you cannot do it. Especially that's why we were really against closing gyms, because they said, oh, you can go out and do stuff, but they don't realize that people who go to the gym, they go there for a reason, and if the gym is closed, they're not gonna go. They're not gonna do anything. So even for people who are gym goers and they fit, once they close the gym, not everyone's gonna keep up doing something. So it was tough. But when they open up, we went back, starting to gain back all the strength what we lost. So it took like 6-7 weeks, because usually it takes like half of the time what you take off to build back where you were before.
Ah.
So in this case was like 4 months. Took 2 months to get back where you 4 months ago. So like six
Oh my
months.
God.
6 months
No.
later, we were in March. But then we could start to build up on it. So we got some extra gains, some extra strength, and they closed again last month or this month. So yeah, it's again tough. But if it's 4 weeks, it's easier. You can mainly keep your strength. 4 weeks time, you're not gonna lose much. So this is a little easier, and you already have the video courses online. I have my weights, what I got during the first lockdown. So it's a little easier this time, and then we know that we're gonna open on the 3rd or the 2nd, so next week. So it's literally make it easier to plan your training and your nutrition. But yeah, it was tough for sure.
Well, I applaud you for really trying to maintain the motivation of your clients, because I think that's key, and it's super hard because all this social distancing and isolation, just in and of itself, that's very, difficult and challenging for people. And if they have these, fitness goals, and then they see that they are, losing, quote unquote, what they've worked so hard for years. I mean,
Mm.
I really applaud you for, again, keeping folks motivated, connected, being innovative, and creating online courses, because I think, a lot of people don't realize how important fitness is for our mood, our hormones, our health, everything, our breathing, our sleep, everything, and even the social aspect, quite frankly. I mean, I'm sure a lot of your clients go for the social aspect too. It's not
Yeah.
only to have like a buff body and to be
Mm.
super you know, gorgeous or super, you know, handsome or something. I mean, I'm sure a lot of it is very social.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I prefer always personal training. It's very precious, very intimate. It's online coaching is good. I mean, I'd say the same as you in I'd say in the gym, and obviously I don't go them and do the lift for them. I don't barely touch them. Sometimes I correct their posture, but I don't have to be there to teach someone. So I still do online coaching, and I could keep up with some of my clients with equipment or improving performance. But personal training is different when you're there, when you're in the mood. The
Yeah.
gym environment is different. So that's definitely something could be intimidating at the first time when you go into the gym, but after you get used to it and you know how is it and you get used to the environment, then it's definitely have like really good benefits of being there in a facility. I made videos on it on my YouTube channel. Keep up motivation and why it's good to train in a community or have a fitness facility to go to. Just could be your football club, basketball, you know, your badminton. So it's different than playing alone or shoot alone on the court rather than being in the community. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the mental aspect it was huge. Yeah. So a lot of people get depressed, especially at the beginning. They couldn't see anyone. You had to isolate and be alone, and it's like it was horrible, horrible.
Yeah, I think it's done a lot of damage to a lot of
Mhm.
people. We have a comment here from All About Feeling Good. Hi there. He says, hello, hello, guys. Great stuff. Much love.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thanks
Richard.
for the comment.
There we go. So, guys and gals, if you have questions for Gerga, just put them down in the comment section below and he'll be happy to answer them. We also have a comment from Fayalani who says, training with Gergo is the hardest hour, but the best hour, 100%.
Yeah.
That's a good testimonial there, Gerga.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Awesome. Thanks,
Yeah.
Sarah Fayalani. That's awesome.
Yeah. Thanks, Vic.
Awesome. So while we wait for questions, let's go to our next topic, which is your Amazon shop. If you could tell us a bit about, you know, what you have in there.
So yeah, it's pretty recent. Most of my clients ask someone something for always. What's the best strap for weightlifting, supplements, um, weights, I don't know, recovery tools, massage balls, foam rollers, bands, strength bands, rubber bands, stuff like this. So I said, okay, I have to put these together. So I have like
Yeah,
an
yeah.
Amazon shop where you can see all the things I use. So I don't sell anything what I don't believe in. Just all the things I use. You can see me using in the gym. So it's lifting straps, recovery tools like creams and balms. It just helps you get soreness or injuries, over injuries. I even get books, which is if someone wants to learn more about training and nutrition, I get book recommendations. So this is an affiliate website, obviously. So if you just click through those links and you buy the products through my shop, then I get a commission from there, a couple cents. But yeah, it's basically what I use in the gym as that's why I promote. I just people would buy it anyway if you go through that link that I got. You can support me a little bit, but yeah. So I put that together so people can find everything. All the supplements I use, the all vegan stuff, all the vegan leather belts for weightlifting, but leather vegan straps. So yeah, all the stuff where I all built up in the years and I use this. It's all there in my
That's
shop.
awesome. That's awesome. And I love that you are being authentic about it and you are, you know, promoting what actually works for you. We have a comment here from another vegan beast, and this person said, "This person says the session with Gerga is amazing. He's the funniest PT, and I always enjoy every moment with him. Oh my gosh,
It's too
you
cute.
you you have a fan club here, Gerga. I mean, you just
I
have
know they are.
all your fans have come out today. Thank
They are
you.
the OGs,
I
yeah.
love it. Thanks, guys and gals, for coming. Awesome. Keep the questions and comments coming down below. And meanwhile, we'll continue. So, Gerga, tell us about your YouTube channel, please.
Okay. Started my YouTube channel, I think 3 years ago. with mainly workout videos at the beginning, but now it's just extended to everything else. Nutrition and motivation and updates from the gym. So during the lockdown, I went back to posting every day. So that was
Wow.
my help for myself as well. So obviously I had a
Yeah.
lot of time, but I still wanted to help people. So I said, okay, this is a great platform to give longer videos, what I would say in the gym anyway, so I can get out. So I was okay, I'm gonna post 30 days, 30 videos every day, something. And
Wow.
so I've been doing that, and then slow down a little bit because the quality went down. So I couldn't, if you just post something every day, especially longer videos in YouTube, then as the editing takes a lot of time. You have to shoot, you have to edit, and it's just very demanding, and you cannot get good content out. So brought it down like 2-3 times a week, and then once the gym opened, went back to once a week as always. But yeah, longer videos are always on YouTube. What I cannot say on Instagram, because always it's limited to 1 minute or small screen. People don't want to hear you talk on Instagram, so it's more like watch pictures and stuff.
I'm
Um,
talking. I'm talking all the time. So.
that's good. That's good. But yeah, most people just scrolling through pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
So all
Yeah.
my long videos in the YouTube. Sometimes I put it on, like, since we have like IGTV and live and stuff. We did a lot of live videos on here as well during the lockdown, like live workouts and stuff. So
Nice.
it was good, but usually longer videos, explain videos, is easier to edit because my videos I edit a lot, especially like effects and stuff like this. So it's always go through a long editing process. So longer explain videos is always on YouTube. It's usually training focused because my nutrition approach is very simple. You just have to eat your calories in there. Uh, but training it's a little bit more, I think, more difficult to understand for most people. So I try to, and there's so many ways to train. While as long as you eat your calories, then you're gonna be fine. Um, but yeah, only training videos. So that's on YouTube. But I have nutrition as well, and I did like nutrition seminars, just still up longer, like an hour videos about performance nutrition, especially on plant-based diet, how to eat to be a better athlete. Because it's not really healthy to be. I mean, you always want to be as healthy as possible, but you have to sacrifice uh, some health if you want to be a better performer.
What do you mean by that?
So you need to eat in a caloric surplus all the time. So you have to eat more what you usually require.
Oh.
You have to train
Okay.
your body until it's pain and hurts and you recover. So
Oh.
you have
Okay.
to. So it's not really healthy always being eat that much or or eat in a surplus, because when you train more, you need more nutrition than regular people. So let's say your vitamin C and D level has to be 3 times higher than the normal person because you burn a lot. So performance nutrition just doesn't go for, and the bigger you are, the more muscular you are, the heavier you are, the harder for your heart as well. So it's not always as healthy as you always want to be as healthy as possible. So your nutrition shouldn't come from junk food. It should come from clean food. But uh, but yeah, it's not about health, it's about performance. You need to eat stuff which just makes you better in your sport. So it's not necessary health.
Yeah. No.
So you always want to be as healthy as possible, obviously.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you bringing that up because I think I know where you're going. In other words, the way I interpret it is if I personally or somebody wants to gain 10 pounds of muscle, they need to consume more calories to build up and create and fabricate those extra 10 pounds of muscle, for example.
Exactly.
I want to get to this question here from another vegan beast who says, I got a question. Is the vegan lifestyle for everyone? Because I had someone telling me a few days ago that she tried it and that it didn't work out for her. What are your thoughts about this? Wow. Well, that goes to our next topic, which is naysayers, skeptics, critics of our vegan diet and lifestyle. So,
Mhm.
Gerge, combining this question with the general topic of naysayers and critics, what do you say to that?
Well, I don't know what didn't work out for her. Obviously, I should know the whole story. I don't know why it didn't work out. But study shows now that vegan diet is good for all stages of life, from kidhood to adulthood to pregnancy, to all people, to athletes and everyone. So we know this from facts from science. So it's not a question of is it sustainable or achievable to live good on a plant-based diet, because we know for a fact that it is. It's just how you do it, how hard you want to do it,
Yeah.
just to impress someone, or do it because it's trendy, or you want to save animals and you want to be as sustainable as possible and leaving a smaller footprint, hopefully, and less animal cruelty. So if this is in your mind, then you don't worry if it's um, I don't know. You figure out the way to make it happen, right? Because something is more important than how you feel. You cannot eat McDonald's, for example, because usually these are the the denials of like, oh, I cannot have this or that, so it's not good, or I don't
Yeah.
find
Yeah.
that product what I used to eat and stuff like this. It's easier in Brighton for sure. It's really vegan friendly town, but if you go somewhere else, it's definitely a bit difficult. But if you pass that, you shouldn't eat McDonald's anyway. So if you cannot find a vegan burger, then you're still fine. You don't have to. No one has to die just because you want to eat a burger. But I don't know why does it work out for her. If it's a health reason, so I don't know, didn't feel good. This could be that didn't eat enough, because plants are very calorie low in calories, so you need to eat more than I don't know, like a meat-based diet. Um, the more you switch to a plant-based diet, people don't, what they do, they just leave out the meat and they don't replace it with calories. So what they do is like, I don't know, before they eat chicken and rice, now they only eat the rice and some other veggies, but they don't replace the protein with beans or lentils or chickpeas or tofu. So they're not just lacking of protein, they're lacking of calories in general. Um, so that can feel weak and feel like they don't have enough calories in, or something missing. So if you're not familiar with plant-based cuisine, then you need to educate yourself just like everything else. You can be unhealthy on a plant-based diet. You can be super healthy. You can be unhealthy on a meat-based diet. You can be healthy on a meat-based diet. It's not, you need to educate yourself either way. And as long as you know how nutrition breaks down in terms of protein, carbs, vitamins, and minerals, then you know where does it come from and you know what to eat. So if I don't have the chicken breast, I can have tofu or beans, and it's gonna be the same result. You just have to make sure you eat your calories and you bring up your minerals and vitamins, just like in every other diet. It doesn't matter. It's not because of the vegan diet. It's because you wasn't educated enough to uh, to make the transition. So yeah, the plant-based diet is for everyone. No for science, no from anecdotes. We know from for fact. It's just you need to make work for yourself. If you might have to eat more carbs, more fat. Everybody is a little bit different, so you need to find what works for you for sure.
I think that was an awesome response, Gerga, and I think you kind of combine our next topic. But I do want to say to this person, another vegan beast, and I really appreciate you bringing this topic here, another vegan beast. What I would say to your friend, is it your friend, or you said someone? So someone told you this. I would just add to that, like, if you ever get in a conversation with this person, to really recommend that that person connect with a coach such as Gerge, who can tailor make and customize a nutrition plan for that person, a lifestyle plan for that person. In other words, again, it's not just food. I mean, you can't just shove food down your throat, especially if it's a lot of processed food and low vibration food. And I don't know what the fitness level of this person is who said it didn't work out, but you know, all of that needs to be customized to that particular person. A person who is a couch potato, very sedentary, versus a person who is very active, very fit, has, you know, loads of, you know, high fitness goals, etc. They're going to require a different diet. And again, it's not just diet. We don't know what their, you know, sleep patterns are. We don't know what their lifestyle is in terms of, you know, are they getting fresh air? We don't know what their relationships are like. Are their relationships maybe in need of a little bit of tweaking? There's loads of stuff. Okay, we just don't know. I could just go on and on on this, but I would really recommend that that person connect with someone like Gerga who can really, you know, walk them through it, hold their hand, and customize something that is very unique for that person. Because again, we cannot generalize, and that's what I really appreciate with your response, Gerga, that, you know, we just, it's not a one size fits all. It really is not. And maybe some people think that. And I know, I'll just close on this point on this topic, but when I first switched to a vegan diet, as long as it said vegan, I was eating it. So what did that mean? That meant I was eating a bunch of French fries, a bunch of pastries, like, I don't know, cakes and cookies and all that jazz, a bunch of, you know, processed vegan burgers. Again, if it said vegan, I was there. I was going to eat it. Now, I'm not telling you that that was the best choice. I'm just telling you that that's what I personally was doing when I first started.
Yeah. It doesn't mean vegan doesn't mean healthy or unhealthy. It means you don't consume any of your products. You still have to make the effort to make it healthy or make it works for you. So if it didn't work, it's maybe you didn't eat enough or didn't have enough calories or minerals or vitamins. So, but you can have the same on a non-plant-based diet. So there are a lot of unhealthy people who are not vegan. So most of the people are unhealthy on earth, they are not vegan. So we cannot make the argument it's because they are diet or because they are not vegan. It's a million other things. Just because you eat meat, it doesn't mean you are unhealthy. It could be you make obviously a lot of people healthy on meat-based diet as well. But what I was gonna say, it's not the diet, it's your lifestyle. How do you make it happen? So it's not because of the vegan diet it's not working. It's because you didn't make the effort to make it work for you. So probably the person wasn't vegan. It just tried to plant-based something, had a template, and it didn't work out for him. It's like that's why I don't like YouTube training videos or stuff like, oh, I'm just gonna do this, it's gonna be fine. Like, no, it's not gonna work. If you don't understand, hire someone who can teach you to lift and who can teach you how to train properly. Because just because you see a muscular guy or a fit girl on YouTube video, it doesn't mean you get the physique from doing that. You might born that way, or might train 10 years with weights, and now you just want to make a quick buck on doing an app video, but it doesn't give you a six-pack. It's just bullshit. So if you don't understand something, you just find a template on somewhere. It's not working for you. It's not because of training. It's not beneficial. It's because you just follow something which doesn't work for you, or you didn't make the effort to educate yourself on the topic.
Yes, and Gergo, we have another, I don't know if it's a comment or it looks like a comment from Sarah M. Sussex. I haven't read it yet, so that's why I don't know if it's a comment or question. 100% agree, says Sarah M. Sussex. If you make that change for yourself and you're genuinely interested in making that ethical change, then you'll find which way does it work for you. Exactly the same way everyone who is on other diets also does. Totally, Sarah M. Sussex. Totally, I agree. All right, so let's move to our next topic. We have about 5-10 minutes left. Yikes. Okay, so I want to thank everyone who's joining. Please pop your questions down for Gerger in the comment section below because we only have about 5-10 minutes left. So Gerger, tell us about your future projects that you have that you're ready to share with the world, please.
Future project. My new workout or video course is gonna release next week. Actually, I mean it's ready, but I just want to shoot some videos in the gym. So, in this lockdown, I just created a new video course for. This is more for advanced people. So it's for people who lifting for years, but they don't see progress. Then you can use this plan to make sure they can progress on their big lifts. Obviously, I did a video course a couple of months ago for beginners. So if you're just starting the gym now, then you can access to, it's called a lift off. That's for beginners who brand new in the gym and they want to understand machines and how does it work, the basics. Then you can join to that video course, and it's been shot in the gym, so you know where to go, how to use, and in Beauty and Brighton Central, but most gyms have the same machine. Yeah. So if you're new there, you can see how to use those machines, explain videos, and then you have 12 workouts in it as well, and all progressive for it's a 12-week program. So video courses are coming. I've got around 6 or 7 already on my website. New videos on YouTube always. I started a new series called Back to Basics. So basic principles of training and nutrition. So that's where I'm shooting nowadays once a week. The last one was on overtraining, how much or how long strength lasts if you have to stop because of a pandemic or because of a holiday, what you can expect to come back. So things like that. So it's always on it. Always Instagram, shorter tips and tricks, how to lift weight, tutorials, nutrition videos, mental health. I was in projects like 2 weeks ago talking about mental health. So there's a podcast up as well. Yeah, there's always working on something. And now next week we're going back to the gym, so catch up with clients, and then you can see the stories always. But yeah, those are the future projects. Always something in the air. You know, I'm always doing something.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you brought up the podcast. So where do people find your podcast?
It wasn't my podcast. I was just a guest.
Okay. Okay.
And Alex podcast, but you can see it on my grid. You can find Alex's site, and you can see that it's like a 2 hour. It's a long one. We talk about it's because it's like the Movember movement. So social pressure on men and men's health, and then so we touch those kind of topics. Obviously, it was like more general fitness and nutrition as well, but we tried to focus on more on men's health. But yeah, that was the latest, bigger, long project. But always, then my YouTube is always updated, and my Instagram stories is usually with my clients, promoting their success.
Awesome. I love how your projects that you're going to launch soon are all levels. So beginners, intermediate, advanced. I love that because there's like something for everyone. Like you're not leaving anybody out in the cold. You know, you're covering everybody. I think that's awesome.
No, because I teach everyone. I teach top athletes, and I teach like beginners that never touch weights in the gym. So. But I teach them the same. It's all about consistency, learning new things, and like it could be really good in your sport. Sometimes those guys, they are top athletes and they come to the gym and they don't know how to do basic movements because they've never been in a gym. They're good in something in a sport, but they're not good in lifting weights. And then when I was a basketball player, I never went into the gym. Like I was good in basketball, but I never lift weight. I think it was boring because he just did something. And for me in basketball, it's like always have something happening. So it's really, really fast paced.
Yeah.
So, you cannot be good in everything. So I teach all level, and then just want to make them better. It doesn't matter where you start. Everyone starts somewhere. And if you come in the gym the first time, it could be a top athlete, it could be, I don't know. My mom started the gym like a year
Oh
ago,
my
so
gosh!
you
Shout
know
out to
that's
your mom.
yeah.
Brava, brava to your mom. That's so
Exactly.
awesome.
So obviously she was like 55 and she never been in the gym, and then she like it was everything new for her. But now she love it. She's there every week, three
Oh,
times a week, lifting weights, and it's new for everyone. It's like it's no shame, and I teach everyone. So I have to make sure that someone coming on the website, they not just see like, oh, he's just working with top athletes or they're just working with beginners, and it's too easy for me. So I get the beginner levels, the advanced and the intermediate. So get the kettlebell program, body weight program, gym program. So wherever you are, you can use one of the program or online coaching.
awesome. So, Gerga, what are the best ways for people to contact you for questions, collaboration, clients? What's the best way for people to contact you?
Usually email if it's a longer one. DM here on Instagram. Any email. Yeah, it's on my website or here on Instagram on profile. You can just click the email one and you can email me or just DM me. Usually I'll see it in the request. If it's just a question, you can just ask me anything. If it's like if it's a consultation or you want to start doing training, then it's probably need a longer email. So I need a lot of information. I got a YouTube video on it, what I need for a consultation. So they can watch that. It's a personal training consultation on my channel. But I need more information. Obviously, a training history, injury, goals, mental state, time availability. What did you do in the last couple of months? What you want to achieve in the next 6 months, and stuff like that. So I need more information, obviously. So yeah, here, email, website.
Awesome. So we are at the end here, Gerga. I just want to thank you so much. I want to thank everyone who's come in and out of the live and who's going to watch the replay. And thanks for all your comments and questions. So Gerga, what are your final thoughts here for us before we close out?
In terms of vegan diet, or what you want me to?
Anything you want to say.
Anything. I don't know. Don't be afraid of starting something new, especially gym. I know it was a hard period for most people, especially during the pandemic. So you are not alone. We all suffered. Even us trainers is a really hard period for us. So you're not alone. I can imagine how hard is it someone is not knowing how to train or eat properly. Because it's hard for us as well, for trainers who we know everything, and it's even have to modify so much thing. And this is our life. For someone who just did this as a hobby or to improve their health, it's extra hard. So just know that you're not alone, and then you can start anytime. You'll be fine. Just make sure you start and do it for the rest of your life. Find something you can do and you can follow. So find a diet and find an exercise or training protocol which you can follow for the rest of your life, and you'll always be healthy. You don't have to rely on anyone else.
That is a perfect ending, Gerga. It really is, because you really brought it to, you summarized it, but you brought it and you motivated everyone and you really framed it as a lifestyle. So I really want to thank you again, Gerga, for taking the time. And
Thank you
thanks
for having
everyone
me.
for joining live on the replay. I'm going to save it on my page, stories, and IGTV, and then I'll message you later.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Gerga, and
Thank
thanks
you.
everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye. See you.